In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, respected viewers. I am Musaddiq Farooq, Assistant Professor of English in Higher Education Department of the Government of the Punjab. In the previous lecture on linguistics, that was lecture number 11, I discussed phonology and morphology with pronouns in the grammar portion. In today's lecture, as you see, the topics are syntax and adjective. Adjective will be discussed in the portion of grammar and syntax will be discussed in the portion of linguistics. So in a way, both the topics that we are going to discuss in today's lecture are quite similar. Since first 15 multiple choice questions that will follow this slide will be based on adjectives, so I deem it appropriate to have let you have some introduction to adjectives. So adjectives are the words that modify nouns. And as it happens in many fields, the study of grammar is also evolving with the passage of time. It is progressing and new things are coming, changes are being made. In modern grammar, many words that were called adjectives are now called determiners, although many schools and colleges and even universities in our area, in our region, are still following the traditional approach, and they still teach the students that the words that are now called determiners are adjectives. But there is a striking difference between determiners and adjectives. The difference is that adjectives can be stacked, right? More than one adjective, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, and many adjectives can be put side by side with one noun that is being modified by those adjectives. But the difference is that there are certain rules that dictate that which adjectives should follow and which adjectives should precede the other adjectives. There is a sequence, there is a definitely order of adjectives. We will study about it in the coming multiple choice questions. But determiners cannot be stacked. I will not tell you here what are determiners, because there are some questions that are based on these things, these bits of information. So this is not a so difficult topic to force us to have many words on it and extensive discussions on it, especially because the candidates for the post of lecturer in English would most probably be teaching somewhere at any level, right? And being a teacher, definitely you must be quite familiar with what adjectives are. Respected viewers, if you are new to my channel, if you are coming straight to this lecture, then if you have not subscribed my channel, I request you to subscribe it and also hit the bell icon that is present just beside that subscribe button, so that you will get notifications if I upload the upcoming lectures. Now, without any further delay, let's move on to the questions. So the first question is, a speech and language therapist can help with the communication problems. Choose the part of speech not used in the sentence. Determiner, a noun, adjective, or conjunction. Let's analyze the sentence to find the answer. Article, right? This is an article, and articles are categorized as determiners, so determiner definitely cannot be the answer, right? The next is speech. Speech is a noun, so it means that we can't say noun can be the option, right? Two options have been struck off. The next, and it is conjunction, so again another thing has been struck off. It means there must be no adjective in this sentence. If there is an adjective, it means that there is a flaw in the designing the question. Next, let's say language is also a noun. Therapist is again a noun, right? Can is an auxiliary verb, modal auxiliary. Help is a main verb here. With, it is a preposition, but preposition is nowhere in the options. Communication is again a noun. Problems, noun. right? Now traditional grammarians will also say that speech and language, these two words function as adjectives because they are modifying therapist. So keep in mind that this is not the correct notion, because you must keep in mind that noun can also modify a noun, right? Nouns can be modified by nouns. And speech and language therapist, the difference is that adjectives can be modified by adverbs. But look closely, can these two words speech and language be modified by adverbs? Can we say very speech and very language and very communication, quite communication, extremely communication? No, that's not possible. It means that they cannot be classified as an adjective, as adjectives. Communication, speech and language, they are nouns. So the answer clearly is adjective. Adjective is an answer. There is no adjective in this sentence. Question number 2 says, which of the following adjectives can be used only predicatively? Now this might be some advanced level question for many of you, may or may not be. Again, this is my perception, because generally I know that this is not usually learned and taught in classes. Now adjectives can be used predicatively or attributively, right? Attributive use of adjectives means that they are used immediately before the noun that they are modifying, right? And predicatively, as it is clear from its very term that they are a part of predicate, they are not exactly immediately before the noun that they are modifying, rather they are in the predicates, and being in the predicates, they are providing some information about the noun that is present in the slot of subject, right? Noun is present in the slot of subject, and they are providing information remaining in the predicate of the sentence. As you know, there are two parts of a sentence, subject and predicate. So these are quite basic pieces of information. First thing is ill. Predicatively, can it be used predicatively? Yes, he is ill. John is ill. Now John is present in the slot of subject, and ill is providing information about John, but it is part of predicate. John is subject, is ill is predicate. Afraid, he is afraid. But again, come back to alpha option, ill. Can you say ill John, or ill man, ill boy, ill student? No, you can't say. It means that yes, it is an option. It can be used predicatively. But so is the case with afraid, and so is the case with all these words. If you imagine making sentences with them, glad, awake, asleep, you cannot put any noun after these adjectives. Ill man, afraid man, glad man, awake man, asleep baby. No, you can't say that. It means that all of them are used only predicatively, right? They do not have any attributive use. Attributive immediately before the noun. Predicative not immediately after the noun, but after the noun. The noun is in the subject slot, and the adjectives are in the predicative position. Answer is very easy. All of these adjectives definitely can be used only predicatively, right? Only predicatively. They do not have any attributive use. Choose the now other thing, attributive use. I told you attributive use means immediately before the noun, right? Not in any other position. Immediately before the noun that they are modifying. Choose the adjective that has only attributive use. Now keep in mind that most of the adjectives can be used either attributively or predicatively. In both positions they definitely have no problems, but there are certain adjectives that have problems in one or the other position, so they are quite selective. So utter, his attempt to start a new business was an utter failure. Utter failure, right? Complete failure. Failure is a noun, utter is modifying that failure. So utter failure, it means that yes, it can be used attributively, but can it be used predicatively too? Right? His failure in the business was utter. No, can't be said. It means that it cannot be used predicatively. It can only be used attributively. So move on to the other options. It may happen that all of these options, like the previous question, may fall in the same category. Next is oral. Oral aids, and the aids that are used in the classroom are oral. I don't think that this word has any problem going in either positions. So it can be used either attributively or predicatively. Intelligent, again, there are many intelligent students in my class. Intelligent students, attributive use, and John is very intelligent, Adam is very intelligent. There is no problem. Again, intelligent is not selective in this regard. Worst problems, the problems have become the worst. There is no problem. Again, it means that there is only one adjective that is quite selective, and it is used only attributively. It has no predicative use. Move on to the next question. When we say that an adjective has a post-positive use, right? Post-positive, again, this is a term for as far as use or position of the adjective is concerned. What does it mean, post-positive adjective? That it is used to describe only good attributes as it is evident from the positive. That it is used to describe a noun that already has a good reputation. That it is used only immediately after the noun it modifies, or that it is used only immediately before the noun modifies. Now clearly I have told you that if an adjective modifies the noun and it is present right before, immediately before, it means that it is called attributive, so it cannot be used said post positive. It means that the options, definitely you have got only 3 options here, and first 2 options again do not make any sense as far as this question is concerned. They are just fillers. They are definitely they do not have anything to do with the answer. So this is the thing, that it is used only immediately after the noun it modifies. This is the correct option. C option is correct option. Now how? For example, I tell you a word. I have written 2 examples here for you. Poet laureate. So laureate is an adjective and it is modifying poet. Noun is poet and laureate is an adjective. Secretary general, secretary is a noun and this general is modifying this secretary. So these are in fact quite fixed expressions. We can't make them on our own, as we say that large table, intelligent student, anything else. But these expressions are definitely fixed expressions, and they are as they are, and we have to use them and know the rule that is going on. Post positive position. Positive is from position, not positive against negative, right? So do not be confused that describe only good attributes or good reputation, etc. So these are 2 examples. The next thing is, which of the following adjectives make their comparative and superlative degrees either by taking EREST suffixation or by taking adverbs more or most? As you know that these are 2 methods that most adjectives follow when they make their comparative and superlative degrees. 2nd degree and 3rd degree, as they are usually called, right? So again, it is very odd and strange when we say 3rd degree, because that refers to something else. You know, it is a sort of torture that is done on culprits in order to elicit the response from them and make them confess their crimes. You have to choose the adjectives here that are quite flexible as far as their comparative and superlative degree making is concerned. So handsome is the word. Do you say handsomer, handsomest, or more handsome, most handsome? You have to consult the dictionary for this purpose, and if you are quite a prolific reader, then you must have some subconscious knowledge about how the degrees comparative and superlative are made. As far as this handsome is concerned, fit, fitter, fittest, or more fit or most fit. I don't think there is any possibility of more fit or most fit, though this cannot be said. Large, larger, largest, again there is no possibility of more large or most large, so this cannot be option as well. And healthy, healthier, healthiest, or more healthy or most healthy. In fact, this is also a very straightforward case. So handsome definitely is a word. So D is silent first of all. Handsome is the word, not handsome, right? Handsome, handsomer, handsomest, or more handsome, most handsome, both are correct. It means that this is a flexible adjective, and this can take either this EREST suffixation or adverbs more and most. More handsome and most handsome are also correct. You can consult the dictionary, any dictionary. Next thing is, which of the following orders of modifiers is correct, right? The thing that has to be found out from here is order of modifiers, right? Now I have told you that adjectives can be stacked. So adjectives are also modifiers, so do not again be confused that I have written modifiers here instead of adjectives. So you have to find out either this option or this or this or this option. Again, you can pause the video, read all possible options, and choose your option. The correct order is Charlie option. Opinion, size, color, nationality. This is the correct option. Again, you can again imagine your own sentences. For example, imagine, can you say beautiful, Indian, large, blue, bird, or Indian, blue, large, beautiful bird? No, this is the correct option. A beautiful, large, red Indian bird, right? This is the correct option. The next is, which of the following sets of adjectives from traditional grammar has now been categorized as determiners? So this was the thing that I was talking about in the beginning of the lecture. I had to tell you about the determiners, but I did not tell you in detail because of this question number 7. Article, demonstrative, possessive, distributive, quantifiers, numerals. So you can say, see, as if you read Renan Martin, High School Grammar and Composition, that is very common as far as grammar learning is concerned in our area. That book categorizes even articles under the head of adjective, and again demonstrative adjective it says, possessive adjective, distributive adjectives, quantifiers, and numerals are also called adjectives. Qualitative adjective and quantitative adjectives, right? Quantifiers are there, numerals are also there. Again, the book says there are some indefinite numerals, definite numerals. Again, indefinite numerals, there are cardinal numbers and ordinal numbers. So this information is present in that book, and that is based on traditional concepts in grammar that have been changed now. So is it demonstrative, attributive, predicative? So these are uses, not types of adjectives or determiners even. So this cannot be the right option here. Again, post, positive, superlative, absolute. These are these have to do with the degree making, but not types of adjectives or anything else. Again, none of these is not correct because the first option is correct option. Alpha option is correct. All these articles, demonstrative, this, that, these, those. Article a and the. Possessive, my, your, his, her, their. These are possessive, but these are possessive adjectives as they are called traditionally. But now we know they are determiners, as opposed to mine. My is a determiner and mine is pronoun. And distributive, each, every, either, neither also are called distributive. And quantifiers, again, that tell something about quantity, right? Some, little. Numeral, again, 1, 2, 3, or many, several. And all these are determiners, right? They are now called determiners. So these are the words that are called determiners. Again, we have defined it, we have understood them. Determiners are the words that are articles, and the, this, that, these, those, my, his, and her, and you know them all. Distributive, quantifiers, and numerals. The next thing is, which of the following sentences is correct, keeping in view the use of adjectives? You have to find the correct sentence. There is a mistake in 3 sentences, but in a 4th sentence that you have to choose, there should be no mistake. First thing, of Adam and John, the latter is wiser. Here is a mistake. I will tell you later what is the mistake, but here is a mistake. Of Adam and John, the later. Now this is in respect of time, not position. So this latter was correct. This is not correct. But here the mistake was in wiser. From Adam and John, from. We can't say that. So again, there is no need to read the sentence further on. The delta option must be correct. Of Adam and John, there is no problem here. The latter, again, position, there is no problem here. Right, latter is correct. Is the wiser, yes. We do need an article here, a definite article. What is the rule? The rule says that if we use such structures as of the two and of Adam and John, of two again, the one is the comparative, right? This is the rule. We can also say that if there is no then, tha and then with a comparative adjective, we usually add a definite article with that thing. Next is choose the correct sentence again. Aluminum is considered the hardest, right? The hardest then. Can we say hardest then superlative degree and then tha and then? No, not possible. Aluminum is considered as. There is a problem. We can't say considered as. Regarded as, correct. Considered as, no, not possible. Aluminum is considered harder. Yes. Then any metal, right. There is a mistake. Any metal, no. Any other metal, right? And all these things have been corrected in the last sentence. Aluminum is considered harder. Considered no as, correct. Harder than, correct. Any other, correct. Metal on the earth, there is no problem again. There is a capitalization. You can say earth, earth, and this earth is capitalized, but you can say you can see that this e is not capitalized. So this is not a hard and fast rule. You can capitalize, and you can also choose not to capitalize it. So this is not a mistake. Spot the error again. There are 4 parts that have been underlined in this sentence, and one of these underlined parts is incorrect. The climate of Scandinavian countries is cooler than the Balkan countries. So can we compare the climate with the countries? This is the problem actually. The climate of Scandinavian countries is cooler than the Balkan countries. Climate is cooler than countries. This is not possible. There is a problem. The problem is actually the climate of Scandinavian countries is cooler than the climate of Balkan countries, right? Cooler than the climate of Balkan countries. This is the problem. So where is the option with the Balkan countries? Delta. This is the option. We must make the sentence correct by inserting the climate of or that of the Balkan country. The climate of Scandinavian countries is cooler than the climate of the Balkan countries, or the climate of Scandinavian countries is cooler than that of the Balkan countries, right? That is replacing with the climate. So that is the better option, that of. Why? Because climate has already been used in this very sentence. The repetition definitely looks a bit odd. And what are Scandinavian countries, by the way? Actually, Scandinavian countries are in Northern Europe. Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, these are called Scandinavian countries. And Balkan countries, these are bits of information, some bits of information that are useful as far as your general knowledge paper is concerned, knowledge part of paper is concerned. And as far as the Balkan countries are concerned, that are usually in the southeast of Europe, and they are Albania, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Croatia, Kosovo, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Romania, Serbia, and Slovenia. These countries are called the Balkan countries. Next thing is choose the correct sentence again. Juliet is bulkier and short than. We have been looking at this matter before, and we have noticed that we can't say first or absolute degree, positive degree or superlative degree cannot be used with them. This is the problem. This is not correct sentence. Juliet is bulkiest and shorter. And there is another thing that has to be noticed here, that and needs both the things that are around it to be parallel. So if we use superlative degree here, there must be a superlative degree on the other side of and as well. And, or, than, but also these are the words that need parallelism, right? Parallel structure. Same sort of structures must be there on both sides of them, on their both sides. So the superlative degree plus comparative degree, not possible. Juliet is bulkier and shorter than. Comparative degree, comparative degree, no problem. Shorter than, no problem. It means this sentence is correct. Juliet is the bulkiest and the shortest of the Romeo. There are many problems here. First of all, if we use article here, this is not the problem here. This is correct, but there must be no article on the other side. definite article must not be there. But then again, there's a problem that if we are comparing two nouns, we can't use superlative degree, so the degree itself is incorrect, right? The next is choose the correct sentence. Again, more you sweat in peace, less you bleed in war. In this sort of proportional sentences, comparative degrees are used usually, but definite article should be used with both comparative degrees that are used in the sentence. So there are no articles, so it means this sentence is not correct. Next is the more, correct. You sweat in peace, the less, correct. You bleed in war, this sentence is correct. What is the problem in this, Charlie? The more you sweat in peace, spellings are not correct. The least, again, we need comparative degree, but this is superlative. The more you sweat in peace, the little, again, we need a comparative degree, but this is positive degree. Again, choose the set of irregular adjectives. So irregular means that adjectives that do not follow the regulations of making the degrees. There are two methods that are allowed for all the adjectives. They can either take EREST or take more or most. So no other method should be used. If there is any other method being used except these two, it means that the adjectives are irregular. So good, better, best. It means that irregulation definitely is there, regularity is there. Bad, worse, worst, irregular. Much, more, most, irregular. Little, less, least, irregular. Few, fewer, fewest, this is regular. So it means that this set is not correct. It was correct up till little, but few definitely has caused a problem here. Less, this definitely already is a comparative degree. More is a comparative degree. Great, greater, greatest is irregular. It is not irregular, it is regular again. And less is not even an adjective, it is an adverb. Both A and B not correct. Again, D must be correct. Good, better, best, bad, worse, worst, much, more, most, little, less, least, far. Either farther, farthest, or further, furthest. Again, TH has been added and that is not exactly EREST, so this is the correct option, of course. The next thing is, again, there are two more questions, last two questions as far as adjectives are concerned. Which of the following adjectives is non-gradable? Non-gradable adjectives are those adjectives that do not make their degrees, right? They cannot be compared. We can't say, for example, if a person is dead, dead is an adjective. So dead bodies, again, dead can be used as an attributive adjective or predicative adjective, both ways, but we can't say very dead or more dead or dead or deadest. We can't compare these adjectives. These are non-gradable. So what of which of these adjectives is non-gradable? Worldwide, more worldwide, most worldwide, again not possible, does not make any sense. Triangular, more triangular or most triangular, again not possible. A thing is either triangular or it is not triangular. If it has 4 angles and 4 sides, it means that it is either square or rectangle, but it is not triangular. So triangular, again, it is not comparable. Universal, a thing is either universal or it is not universal. Again, more universal, most universal, not possible. Unique means that there is nothing like it, right? Again, there is no comparison possible, so it means that all of these are non-gradable adjectives. So it is a very useful question as far as learning gradable or non-gradable adjectives are concerned. These are 4 adjectives that I have listed here, and all of them are non-gradable adjectives. Last question as far as adjective is concerned and our grammar portion is concerned, it is what is common between adjectives and adverbs? Both of them are modifiers. Yes, there is no doubt about it, but let's move on. Do not jump to the conclusion. Both add to the meanings of noun. This is not correct, because yes, adjectives definitely can add something to the meaning of noun, but adverbs cannot modify a noun. Adverbs modify a verb, an adjective, or even another adverb, but adverb cannot modify a noun. They can modify each other, not possible. Each other, it means that adjective should modify an adverb and vice versa, but we know that adverbs can modify an adjective, but an adjective cannot modify adverb, so each other is not correct. There is no similarity, Similarity definitely is there. Both of them are a modifier. So correct option here is alpha option. Now moving on to syntax. In simple and concise way, syntax is actually the sentence structure, study of sentence structure. And I hope you remember that in the last lecture we studied morphology. Morphology is closely connected with syntax. In morphology we study how smaller units, morphemes, build larger units, words. Right, in morphemes we study morphemes and how morphemes make words, but in syntax we study how words combine to make phrases, clauses and sentences. So syntax is study of sentence structure, as I have already said. Now analysis of the building blocks of a sentence occupies a very important integral place in syntax. Such analysis is called either sentence analysis or constituent analysis. Constituent, as you know, constitution, right? How things are made up. The constituents are ingredients. We analyze their ingredients of a sentence. Sentence analysis or constituent analysis is a very important thing, a very interesting thing also. A constituent is an ingredient, as I already said, in the recipe of a sentence. The study of the combination of these ingredients is very important and interesting, as I already said, as this study also provides us a window, a peep into the mind, how it takes separate elements and makes them larger units. So it is closely connected with psycholinguistics as well. So modern syntax operates on the borders of psycholinguistics. You must have heard and read about Noam Chomsky. This name is very important as far as psycholinguistics is concerned. He is one of the 10 most quoted figures in human history, and in fact the only one who is alive. He introduced transformational generative grammar. Right? Transformational generative grammar. In simple words, this cognitive theory tried to explain how the language faculty in our mind takes words and sounds from a finite set of words and sounds, but is capable of generating infinite structures. He also hypothesized that all human languages actually operate on the same principles but differ in parameters. So this gave birth to the idea of universal grammar. Now, for example, a transitive verb in every language takes an object, but the placement of that object differs. For example, in Urdu and Hindi languages, object usually precede the verb, but in English language, as you know, the object comes after the verb. It follows the verb. So object is there with every transitive verb, no matter what language we are talking about, but the placement of that thing is different. So principle is that every transitive verb must take an object, but the parameter is different. Placement of that object is different, and so on. Right? So syntax is a very interesting field of study. Let's move on to the questions. The first question from this group of syntax: a group of words that behaves as a unit syntactically and semantically. Semantics, study of meanings. So regarding meanings, regarding structure and combination, if a group of words is a unit, then this unit is called a phrase, a constituent, a clause, a node. So first of all, node has nothing to do with this group of words. This can immediately be struck off. The next thing, a phrase and clause. If we choose phrase, then there is no reason not to choose clause. It means that both of them are incorrect, because there is no option that accommodates both A and C. So it means that there is only one thing that remains here, and that is the correct option. It is constituent, right? So we can say that constituent is a word, a group of words. Constituent is a group of words that behaves as a unit syntactically and semantically. The next question: bracketing and tree diagrams are the two ways to perform what? Constituent analysis, sentence analysis, both A and B, or error analysis. So if you remember, In the introduction to syntax, we have already discussed that sentence analysis or constituent analysis are basically the same things. So it means that both A and C, so it is both A and C. Both A and C. This is the correct option. Error analysis is something very different. What method of constituent and constituent analysis is the latest? Multiple projection, X bar projection, bare phrase projection, or flat projection. These are in fact different ways of making tree diagrams. If you have studied syntax closely, you must have seen and observed that tree diagrams differ strikingly from one another. There are tree diagrams that say that sentence is equal to noun phrase and verb phrase and go on. For example, definitely you have seen sentence consists of noun phrase and verb phrase and then so on, different constituents. But there are tree diagrams in which you see that there is no sentence at the top. It is either called CP, complementizer phrase, or inflection phrase, or there are different names. So there are a wide variety of there are these tree diagrams as far as these are concerned. So the question was, what is the latest method? Multiple projection or flat projection. Alpha and beta both are the same. It means they cannot be correct because there is no option that accommodates both A and delta, alpha and delta. X bar projection definitely quite latest but not the latest. So again, it is not correct option. The correct option here is bare phrase projection. We will not go into the details of this bare phrase projection. That is just a piece of information for you. A phrase can be present inside a phrase and a sentence inside a sentence. What is this stacking called? Stacking means putting one thing with another thing and then another and then another. So side by side, many things are there. Is it called redundancy? Redundancy actually it is a use of unnecessary words. For example, if I say advance forward, you must advance forward. Forward is an unnecessary word. If we say advance, it means move forward. So forward is already there. Return back, again back is a redundant word. So this is redundancy. It means that it has nothing to do with our question. This is not correct option. Recursion, yes, this is certainly a correct option, but we must have some knowledge about the other remaining two options. What are they? Superfluity. Superfluity means if you have read about unities in English literature, unity of place, time and action, unity of action, now take into account unity of action. Unity of action means that there is no superfluous action or part of a play or a drama or a novel present in that work. Superfluity means needlessness, right? If something is needless, there is no need to use it or put it somewhere. It means that thing is superfluous. So again, not correct option. Tautology is a bit similar to redundancy, but it is on the sentence level. For example, if I say he has been killed and he is dead, so if I say he has been killed, it automatically means that he is dead. So there is no need to say he is dead. That is tautology. So there is no reason to choose it. In traditional flat projections are multiple projections in which we say I will not tell you because this is the very question. In traditional flat projection, a sentence consists of what? What two constituents are there in a sentence, right? A sentence consists of what? Complementizer phrase and tense? No, because this is something that is used by X bar structure. Noun phrase and complement? No again. Noun phrase and verb phrase, this is the correct option in fact. And IP means inflection phrase and complement, again this is not correct option. A surface structure can also have a deep structure, but what method operates behind bringing out one surface structure from another deep structure. Transformation rules, internal merger, movement, all of these. I have told you the introduction of syntax that Noam Chomsky introduced transformational generative grammar. So in transformation and generation, what happens? He says that there is a language faculty in our mind and it generates sentences. It generates a structure. Now that structure is a deep structure. But if there is something that has to be changed in that deep structure and surface structure has to be different from deep structure, then there is definitely need of something, some transformation in that sense. For example, active voice can be transformed into passive voice, right? So transformation is needed, and then transformation is also called movement, and that movement is also called internal merger. There are two kinds of merger: external merger and internal merger. External merger means that Noam Chomsky says that our mind, language faculty, there are different compartments in that faculty, and it takes words, sounds, meanings from different compartments. And when it takes words from our lexicon, from our mental dictionary, then these words are merged. When words are taken from that lexicon or mental dictionary, it means that words are being merged by taking them from external source. But when a structure has already been formed, that structure will be changed, transformed, and the movement will take place, but that merger will be internal merger. So alpha, beta, and Charlie both are all of them are same. It means that all of these is the correct option. The next thing is, if two constituents are at the same level in a tree diagram, what are they called? Sisters, fellows, brothers, or contemporaries? The correct option is they are called sisters. And the source from which they are originating is called mother. But there is no concept of fellows, brothers, or contemporaries in the tree diagram. A tree diagram consists of labels. There are three parts in a tree diagram: labels, branches, and commands, roots, nodes, and terminals. The correct option here is nodes. For example, here is a tree diagram before you, a short tree diagram to understand these three things: labels, branches, and nodes. These are labels, right? NP, article, noun. These are labels. The names are labels. And the lines are called branches. And the point where the lines merge here, this point is called node, right? This is node. These lines are branches and these names are labels. Very simple concept. Next is, which of the following is a cleft sentence? Cleft sentences are actually a way to identify and spot out the constituents in a sentence, and these sentences are the sentences in which an element is emphasized by being put in a separate clause with the use of an empty introductory word such as it or that. For example, if I say I want money, I can say it is money that I want. This sort of sentence is called cleft sentence. I need money, it is the money that I need. So this sort of sentences are called cleft sentences. It is the money that I need, cleft sentence. So now you have to spot the cleft sentence. I have made it very easy for you. First, the theme of the book is how ecosystems are respond to climate variability. There is no clefting here. It was the prison chaplain's wife who first gave me an inkling that I might have a talent for writing. We can say, prison chaplain's wife told me, suggested me that I might have an inkling, suggestion that I might have a talent for writing. So something has been emphasized. It was the prison chaplain's wife. This character has been emphasized here. This is a cleft sentence. You can see there is no such sentence on this structure. Thomas Aquinas adapted Aristotle's philosophy to Christian theology. We can say it was Thomas Aquinas. It was Thomas Aquinas who adapted Aristotle's philosophy to Christian theology. But this sentence as it is not a cleft sentence. Vehicle exhaust emissions are an important contributor to photochemical air pollutions. So we can say these are vehicle exhaust emissions that are an important contributor. So this, as it is, the sentence is not a cleft sentence. So respected viewer, this is the last sentence, last question. Which of the following is not a theta role, a semantically performed role of a syntactic constituents? So this is a sort of technical question, but again I will like you to do some research on this question and tell the answer in comment section. Right after 2 days I will post the answer in my comments, and till then I invite you to come in my comment section and answer this question. This needs some research, so read something and read something about theta roles. This is something that you will have to search. Theta roles in syntax. There are quite a few, right? 7 or 8 roles are there, but you have to tell which of the following, right? Which of these 4 words is not among the list of that theta roles that you will search on internet or wherever, right? So this was today's lecture. I hope you like it, and if you like it, do put a thumbs up below the video, and definitely it will be a great motivation for me, your subscriptions, your reviews, and again, if you share my lectures with your fellows who are interested in history of English literature and linguistics, vocabulary, grammar, it will be a great motivation for me. As many of you as possible should come to my channel, so that I am constantly motivated to make more and more useful and helpful videos for you people. In the next lecture on linguistics and grammar, we shall discuss sociolinguistics and verbs as far as grammar portion is concerned. So read something about these 2 topics, verbs and sociolinguistics, so that you will feel comfortable. You can feel comfortable when you come to the multiple choice question that will be present in my lecture. So till that time, goodbye, take care.